think the most important thing about fly fishing is sharing an experience with somebody else. It's much more rewarding to see a friend catch a big fish or like share that excitement with him, than it is maybe to catch one for yourself. I'm Scott Kennedy. I'm 18 years old from Jackson, Mississippi. I was about 5 years old. My dad handed me a fly rod with a brim popper on it and put it in this one little spot with some brim beds, and like it was my first cast, no joke, caught a brim. So I guess it's been like, I've been destined to fly fish ever since that day. A lot of people ask me how I got up here, and I knew a guy from Arkansas who got in Arkansas for a while, and then he came up here and he called me up one day and was like, hey, why don't you come work in the shop in Henry's Fork Anglers? I was like, well, heck yeah, I'll do that. There's only been one day the past 2 years that I've been here that I haven't fished. If I see a rising fish, I'm gonna figure out what he's eating by either looking at the water or looking in the air, or just knowing what's gonna be hatching at that time. And I'll use a dry fly to match that. That's a big one. If I'm going somewhere that I know a little bit about like what flies I need and stuff, like if I'm going to Arkansas, I'll tie a whole bunch of scuds and midges and like, check nymph type flies. But then, if I, like before I came here, I tied a bunch of rubber legs and a bunch of chubby Chernobyls and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna tie a bunch of flies that I know are gonna work, and then, get all my gear ready and stuff like that, and make sure it's all good.
Figuring out what the fish are going to be eating. You gotta make the right selection on your flies and all that stuff to give everybody the best opportunity to get on some fish. Jay Hurt, 31 years old, Sedalia, Missouri. I grew up fishing. It's always been a passion. There's really nothing else I'd rather do. It's now I've got the opportunity to take people fishing every day, so it's a true blessing. Seeing people smile, when they hook up on a big fish, they love it. At the end, if we have a great day, it's a real good feeling.
I think you end up becoming a better fisherman that way because you're like talking and learning every time.
I think for a lot of people, fishing is an outlet. You know, if you're having a bad day, things aren't going good, if you're able to get in the water and wet your line, I mean, that a lot of times that does relax me and makes me feel better. So, you know, I know most guys that fish feel the same way.
I would go fishing for like grass carp is what my favorite thing is back home. And like just me looking at a fish, and you don't have to worry about anything else in the whole world, you know? It's just you and that fish for however long you're out there. And that's the most amazing thing, to just like almost be able to escape a little bit, you know? Like if I have a rough day, I'm screw this, you know, I'm going fishing. I don't care about homework right now or anything, I'm going fishing. That's like the most just awesome thing in the world, you know? If you're new to a place, obviously this is the best place to go. You know, any of these fly shops around here, they're the best place to go to information, because they're sitting there watching the river, you know, evolve as the summer goes on. But coming to fly shop for information is awesome, and going with a guide. You know, even if you're the most experienced fly fisherman in the world, you're gonna learn something new every time when you go out with a guide, right? I learn new things like every time I go fly fishing, you know? And of course, if you're inexperienced, going with a guide is awesome, because they're gonna teach you everything you need to know. They're gonna get you onto fish that you otherwise may have not been able to get onto. And they'll, you know, just a good way to learn stuff, no matter how experienced you are. Like there's so much room to learn in fly fishing. There's so much, like I said earlier, the intricacies are infinite. And I've definitely had like my share of people come up and ask me what I'm using, and I don't care. I'll tell you exactly what I'm using. I'll give you the fly. You know, it doesn't matter to me. It's awesome seeing somebody catch a fish with your help. You know, I think that's pretty cool. Like you see that like happiness that you know you feel in another person. That's pretty cool to share that. Yeah.